Well, hey there. Welcome to my channel, or welcome back if you have been here before. Today, I thought we would talk about my most anticipated reads for 2024. Because why not? It's just such a fun thing to talk about. I have a list of things that are coming out in 2024 that I want to get to, and then some backlist things, and then just like general reading goals, I guess. Things I'd like to do in 2024. So, let's start off with the new releases. The first book I'm really excited to read is Emily Wilde's Map of the Otherlands by Heather Fawcett. I read Emily Wilde's Encyclopedia of Fairies last year with my friend Harmony. Harmony, maybe we should read the second one together. Let me know. I really liked it. It's super fun. It follows this lady named Emily, and she is a researcher. And she is compiling an encyclopedia of the fairies, fae folk, and in the first book you're just kind of following her. She's going to the last place she needs to go to research this last group of fae, and she's accompanied by her co-worker Wendell, who she doesn't necessarily get along with, but I guess begrudgingly likes him. And their dynamic is very fun, and I really loved the way that they explored the fairy world. And so I'm really excited for the next one. I think it will be really fun. I don't exactly know what it's about, but I'm okay with that. So the next book that I want to read is The Last Murder at the End of the World by Stuart Turn. This is about a group of people who live on an island, and there's 122 people and 3 scientists, and they're surrounded by this fog that has wiped out the rest of the planet. And one night there is this, one of the scientists is brutally stabbed to death. And they find that it triggers the security system around the island, which is the only thing that keeps the fog at bay, which is the fog that killed everybody. And so they only have 92 hours to solve the murder before the fog rolls in and kills everybody. And it sounds exciting. A little bit sci-fi-y. Could be interesting. The next one I want to read is Everyone on This Train is a Suspect by Benjamin Stevenson. This is also a sequel. The first one is Everyone in My Family Has Murdered Someone. Or killed someone. Everyone in my family has killed someone. And I really liked that book. So basically in that one you're following this guy and he's telling you kind of in like a tongue-in-cheek, direct-to-reader way about his family and the deaths, and they're at like this little family reunion, somebody dies, they gotta solve what's going on, and he tells you like the rules of a mystery novel, and it's really fun. And so this one, I think everybody on the family goes on a trip together on a train. Somebody dies and they're all suspects. I'm excited for that one. The narrative style in the first one was really, really fun and really unique, so I'm looking forward to hopefully that same energy in the second book. The next one that I would like to read is Middle of the Night by Riley Sager. I've read 2 Riley Sagers and I did like both of them. He's pretty prolific in the thriller genre. This one is about this guy who, when he was a kid, he had a sleepover with his friend, and we woke up, his friend was killed, and then I think you're following him now as an adult, and he's coming back to town, and maybe something else happened and they're gonna figure out what's going on, or something. I don't know, I didn't really read the synopsis super thoroughly, but it's something that I am generally interested in. The next one is The Familiar by Leigh Bardugo. This is a fantasy, and it takes place in Spain during the Inquisition, I believe? Yeah. So it takes place during the Spanish Inquisition. There's some magic involved. I don't really know, again, a whole lot more than that, but I do like to tend to go into these types of books without knowing the entire plot, so. The next one is Somewhere Beyond the Sea by T.J. Klune. This is the second book. The first one is The House in the Cerulean Sea. I read The House in the Cerulean Sea a few years ago now. It's been 3 years? 4 years? I think I might have read it like at the beginning of 2021, so 3 years. And I did enjoy that one. It follows this guy who is a caseworker, and he works for this government institution that helps with the management and adoption of magical children. And he's sent on this special quest, I guess. Quest makes it sound a little more interesting. It's just a case. He's a caseworker. And so he's sent on this case where they're like, all these children are super dangerous, and it's very sweet, very found family vibes. I really liked it. I thought it was fun. This is a sequel, it just follows the same cast of people. The next one is In Ascension by Martin McKynes. This one I just learned about today, actually. When I was compiling this list, I was like, oh, let me kind of check some new release lists and see if there's anything that I'm missing. And then I saw this one and I read the synopsis and I was like, oh, that sounds interesting. So basically this one you're following a marine biologist. This is sci-fi. You're following a marine biologist and basically the connection between space travel and sea travel. And a lot of it takes place underwater apparently, and it has to do with like the Mariana Trench. And it just sounds really interesting. The next one is A Sorceress Comes to Call by T. Kingfisher. This is a Goose Girl retelling. Have I read Goose Girl? No, I have not. Do I know what it's about? Not really. Do I like T. Kingfisher? Yes. Enough said. And then let's talk about my backlist. So the first couple ones that I want to talk about, I'll actually grab them because I just purchased them. I don't buy books that often, but my husband did take me book shopping for Christmas, which is just so sweet of him. And I got these ones because they've been on my TBR for a while, and I'm excited to get to them this year. The first one is My Grandmother Asked Me to Tell You That She's Sorry by Frederick Bachman. This is about a little girl whose only friend is her grandmother, but her grandmother is crazy. And when she dies, she leaves behind a series of letters apologizing to the people that she's wronged. And this little girl has to go around giving the letters to the people. I really like Frederick Bachman. Let's see, the other books I read by him, A Man Called Ove, one of my all-time favorite books, so sweet. Anxious People, I really enjoyed that one as well. And Every Morning the Way Home Gets Longer and Longer. That one absolutely destroyed me. It was in my favorites last year. So I love Frederick Bachman's writing. It's often very emotionally touching, and so I'm excited to get to this one. And then the other one is Fantasy, The Book That Wouldn't Burn by Mark Lawrence. This one follows these two children. The boy has lived his whole life trapped within a book-choked chamber older than empires and larger than cities, and the girl has spent hers in a tiny settlement out on the dust where nightmares stalk and no one goes. No one has noticed them. That's about to change. So it takes place in a giant library? Okay. So yeah, I'm excited to get to those two. The Dune series, I actually already read the first one. I'm in the second one right now. I'm excited to read the rest of them. I'm really excited for the second movie to come out. I only just watched the first movie, which I know is old news because it was big hype, big popular when it came out, and we didn't see it then. But then it came on Netflix, so we watched it for free. And my husband and I, both really enjoyed it. And so we're excited for the second one to come out, and it made me want to read the books. So yeah, I'm excited to get to the rest of that series. And then just kind of generally, I'd like to read more sci-fi this year because I'm a sci-fi girly and I feel like I didn't read that much sci-fi last year. And I want to read more fantasy because it's fun. Those are my anticipated reads / book goals, and I'm excited to see what this reading year brings. So far it's been good. So far I've enjoyed the books I've read. I've actually only read one. It was the first book of Dune. But I did like it, so that's a win. And I'm excited to see what the rest of the year holds. Tell me what new releases you're looking forward to, and what backlist books you are hoping to get to this year. And I will see you in my next book. My next video. Bye!